Hello, hello. It is Waggle astrologer and leadership coach here for Moon Astrology Tarot. This time for the moon in Scorpio. This is February 1st through the 4th. 4th? Hold on. Yeah, early in the morning, like overnight on the 4th. So really not the 4th, but we're going to go with the 4th. Okay, so, and before I jump into this, I wanted to share, because I know somebody had commented that they really like the Star Trek Next Gen tarot deck. And for those of you who are wondering why I don't use the whole deck, this is why. These are called pip decks, meaning there's no character representation on the minor arcana, which is the ace through the 10 of the minor arcana. And this is a majority of the fandom decks that come like this. They come with these pip cards, which means they just have the number of the whatever. So this is the Latinum. This is why I don't use them. There's no character. There's nothing to really relate to. And anyway, so, and that's also why I haven't bought any more fandom decks, is because they all come that way. And I may get more of them if I feel inclined. I was looking at the Disney villains deck, but I kind of have a sour taste about Disney, and probably you do too if you're watching my shit. So anyway, that doesn't mean that I won't. I have looked at a couple other, like the DC comics and some other Marvel comics, and may do some comics type stuff. But anyway, I wanted to just share that. So you didn't think that I was like neglecting the whole deck. But I use the major arcana and the face cards of the minor arcana because they have characters we can all relate to, and we understand Romulans, and we understand Klingons and Ferengi and all of that. So anywho, I just wanted to share that. Yeah, so there may be some other fandom decks down the line, but I'm still debating that right now. Right now, I've been collecting Oracle decks for the Sun and Rising Signs videos, but we'll see. I'm also trying to furnish an apartment, so one thing at a time. Hopefully, get a backdrop here soon and whatnot. Okay, so Moon in Scorpio, let's get down to business. Moon in Scorpio. Now we have a Moon in Scorpio square Pluto at 0 degrees Aquarius. Yikes. So Pluto rules Scorpio. Scorpio is transformation. Scorpio is penetrating, both psychologically, sexually, and otherwise. That's why the 8th house is all about intimacy, financial intimacy, and physical intimacy. So Pluto's home is in Scorpio. It's also Mars is also the co-ruler of Scorpio. So in my thought process on this, the Scorpio moons just got a hell of a lot darker. The moons that fall in Scorpio, because Scorpio opposes Taurus, where the moon is exalted. But the moon does not like being in Scorpio. It's at fall. If you have a lot of Scorpio, you probably feel it every time there is a Scorpio moon, particularly if it has any kind of hard aspects, which these Scorpio moons have had because Jupiter, Uranus have been in opposition to the moon in Scorpio. So now we have 0 degree Scorpio moon square 0 degree Aquarius Pluto. Then we will have, of course, the moon opposed Jupiter, then the moon, sun. Then we will have the 3rd quarter square moon, meaning the moon will square the sun in Aquarius. And then we will have the moon oppose Uranus, who is now stationed direct at 19 degrees of Scorpio, or 19 degrees of Taurus, rather. So you can be very introspective. Like, you want to be left alone to process through all of the everything, whether it's projects you're up to, information you've been getting. We are heading into a very interesting February with all these personal planets about to conjunct Pluto. as they enter Aquarius. And so this really could be like, especially with a waxing moon squaring the sun, that's the tension between Scorpio and Aquarius. And so it's could also be very volatile because it's Scorpio, and Scorpio doesn't always know how to handle its emotions. And that's not to downgrade or anyone who happens to be a Scorpio, but we're passionate. And we've got a lot of other transits that have been really enhancing or encouraging our passions. But passionate, if you've ever watched a Lifetime original movie, they often refer to passion as a way of describing violent behavior, right? He's just passionate, right? Never mind, don't go there, Sarah. If you've seen a Lifetime original movie, you know what I'm talking about, probably. Anywho, so there could be a lot of tension, a lot of passion, and passion both in a light way, as in you're passionate about what you're up to, but you also could see some passion in the dark way, like they're passionate about something. There's possibly some passionate anger around things that are happening with regards to our younger folks on the planet. And so again, choosing my words carefully. But the more we're finding out about what's going on with children and the predators that are out there for children, and whatnot. And so, yeah, so could be a lot of tension, could be a lot of passion, could be a lot of people wanting to be introspective, wanting to be left alone to process all the emotions, to process everything that's coming through. Certainly always a good time for journaling, certainly always a good time for meditation, calming. This is also, I didn't even mention that the Scorpio being a water sign, it'll trine Saturn in Pisces and then Neptune in Pisces. So yeah, it's going to aspect a lot of almost every outer planet as it's moving through Scorpio in some way, shape, or form. Damn. So shit. Also, it's a lot of water energy. Pisces to Scorpio, that's a lot of water energy. So fixed water, Scorpio is fixed water, Pisces is mutable water, changing water. So yeah, didn't even think that through. So yeah, if emotions are coming up for you during this moon in Scorpio, then please take the time to express or experience, have those emotions move through your body as appropriate. Maybe it's doing some yoga, like vinyasa yoga, to really move vinyasa is a flow yoga. It's a little more intense than, say, hatha or damn it, what's the other kind of yoga that you just like hold the poses? Hold the gentle. So I'll just call it gentle yoga for this conversation. But there's like gentle yoga, there's like hatha, which is like general, and then there's like vinyasa yoga. I'm not a yoga expert. I practice yoga. I'm no expert, but vinyasa is typically a little bit more like aggressive and flow, and it gets you more sweaty. But even like hot yoga might be good because it'll get you sweaty and get things like moving through your body, which could be good. So something with some flow, maybe even like martial arts type work, jujitsu or like judo or something like that, to really get things moving through your body, or even just have a good ass cry, like have a really good ass cry. Yeah. So it's definitely not a moment for an activity that is more meditative, like running, cycling, things like that. If you're going to get your body moving, you're going to want to do things that actually engage your brain. And maybe that is for you, like, it does take brain power for walking or whatever, but those are more meditative type exercise. And so not necessarily engaging your brain to actually get your mind off of things. I loved doing judo, because number one, phones were not allowed on the mat and I was in my bare feet. It's just my favorite. And all I could do was think about how to do things with, my body and how to interact with my ukes, because judo, you gotta think about where your limbs need to go and how to grip and things like that. Similarly with yoga, you're thinking about where your body needs to go. And when we're doing things like that, engaging our brain, it can get our mind off of and help us process through. Like you can walk off the mat feeling like so goddamn empowered that you're like, what the fuck was I even mad about? I don't even know. And you're too tired to care. So anyway, that's this moon in Scorpio. I think it's going to be a really intense one because of the fact that when we have a moon in Scorpio right now, it's going to aspect all of the outer planets, meaning Jupiter, Saturn, which are social planets, but we'll call them outer planets for this moment in time. But Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, these Scorpio moons are going to aspect all of them. And so and all of our personal planets, Mercury, Mars, and Venus are hanging out over in Capricorn. So if you kind of want to keep your head on straight, and to do that, I really feel like it's moving those emotions through your physical body, moving them up and out, whether it's sweating them out or crying them out. So let's see what's up with the tarot now that I've explained how and why I do tarot the way I do tarot. All right, we got also the new moon in Aquarius video should be coming out right around this time. Because this is the third quarter moon square. We got justice in reverse. Ooh, justice in reverse. Card's not thinking very clearly right now because he's maybe overly emotional. And so when we're overly emotional, we don't think very clearly. Justice is all about balance, right? Finding the just in something, but this is Picard being out of balance or maybe too emotionally attached to something. Yes, that would be totally scorpionic, right? Is being emotionally attached to something. And when we're emotionally attached to something, we have a hard time making a decision. I always tell clients, like, don't make a decision when you're all emotional, because you won't make the most aligned or the most accurate decision. So if there are some emotions cropping up about something, this is why you want to do something like a vinyasa yoga or a martial art or something that engages your brain, because it will help you process the emotion so that you can actually make a good decision. But yeah, I feel like this is completely accurate. Again, we're too emotionally attached to something, and we got to clear out some of that emotion in order to make a good, just decision. Let's see what kind of oil we got for support. Yeah. What else? What do I think the oil should be for this? Chamomile? Not a huge fan of chamomile, but that could be it, is chamomile or something like calming our nervous system down, or something invigorating like eucalyptus could be good. Ooh, really? Melissa? Oh, deep healing. Let me just get this for the moon in Libra. Melissa? That's coming up a lot. I will actually do a little research, since we got this one twice in a row, and I'm guessing that a lot of people watching my videos do not have Melissa oil or any access to it. And so what I will do is do a little research, and I'll drop a comment below, or I'll drop it in the description box, of an alternative to Melissa, because I know I talked about the moon in Libra video from a day or two ago. But I will do some homework on Melissa and find out an alternative. But I'm going to tell you right now, these higher quality or higher, I don't want to say quality, but like these oils like frankincense, Melissa, sandalwood, things like that, that do create that atmosphere, or that atmosphere of transformation or healing work, are kind of they stand alone. But I will do a little research to find out some options for Melissa. I did just find a resource for oil options because I don't always know. Okay, so that's what I got for this moon in Scorpio. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Remember to check below for the new moon in Aquarius. Since we are at that third quarter square moon, we're about ready to have a new moon. And so hang on tight. Aquarius season's heating up a little bit. All right, I'll talk to you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.